Oh snap, Glaze is going live.
Hey, how y'all doing, folks? Listen, right now, I am the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. This is my ministry where I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I got the honorable, I'm saying, Judge Augusta, Massey. And the difference right now, I'm honored to have her on my platform because here it is, when you have individual, a person, a woman that's dedicated to social justice. That's what this is all about. Because once again, as you see, especially in the social media world, whereas people get lost, when you got real people dealing with real situations and trying to help fight against social injustice. So to me, with no further introduction, you have the Honorable Augusta Massey. Welcome to my platform, young lady.
Thank you so much.
Queen.
Thank you.
You down with the queen?
I'm down with the queen.
You down with the queen?
I feel like we're gonna wrap now.
Okay.
No, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Pleasure to meet with you. Your story is amazing. Thank you so much for this opportunity to say hi to your followers.
Thank you, and I appreciate that because once again, it's all about quality. Right now, I used to be the problem. But then again, right now, I don't know what it is. Every man, it's 3 important days of our life. The day that we're born, the day that we'll figure out why, the day that we die is our legacy. And I call it the sandwich. So to me right now is, guess what? I got caught up into a lifestyle. I was against the judicial system. I was the problem. I destroyed my community. Robbed, steal, burglarized, sold drugs, killed. God should not kill. Who am I to say who live and who die? So the difference right now, I look at it. Why? And a lot of these guys that grew up with me in that concrete jungle, New York City, why am I still here? I done been shot at plenty of times. But yet it's still right now. God must be new. If I got shot my finger, if I got shot my foot, I would have died. But he spared me. Because you know what? He saw the best of me. He said, nah, I am not done with you. So the difference right now, to me, to sit down with a judge and you run for district court judge.
Justice court.
Justice court.
Yes.
That's what this is all about. To me, for me, a lowlife, a criminal, to be sitting with a respectful individual that did it right from the first time, why do you decide you want to get into becoming a judge?
All right, so have you heard the story where they say, you ask the first guy, like, what is he doing? And he says, I'm putting bricks, together. And then they ask the second guy, what are you doing? And he says, I'm building a cathedral. Then they ask the third guy, what are you doing? And he says, I am bringing people closer to God. That is the difference between a job, a career, and a calling. And for me, I feel like law was a calling. I saw my dad killed when I was really young.
Wow, you saw your dad killed when you was young.
Yes.
How old you was when you saw your dad?
I was about 13.
Wow.
I was in Nigeria at the time, born in Nigeria, raised in Nigeria. And so trying to get away from that experience, that very, very traumatic experience.
My deepest condolences.
Thank you so much. We left and came to America to start afresh, to have a new life, a new dream. Within 6 months of us coming to America, my youngest brother, Edgar, was hit by a drunk driver, and she hit him 89 feet into the air. His best friend died on the spot. He died in the hospital a couple of days later.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And for me, that changed the trajectory of my life.
Okay.
At that point, I was waiting tables. I was studying to be an engineer. I finished that up, and I went back to school because my life was intersecting so much with law. So first we had a lawsuit with the lady who hit my brother. That was a criminal lawsuit. Immigration, of course, because we were immigrants going through immigration. And then we had the audacity to say, this is an opportunity to do something right here. And we decided to sue because we felt like if the government had just like one speed bump or 2 or 3, that could have saved my brother, and they didn't have that. So all of those different laws all intersecting together, that is really what inspired me to go to law school. And that's why I say it's my passion and why I do what I do. So wanted to be a lawyer, wanted to be a judge. Right now I'm a pro tem judge. And this is my 6th year being a pro tem judge. I'm trying to give people the same things that I got when I was in a very, very bad place. When I was grieving, when I was angry, when I wasn't sure if America was the right place for me to be. To see judges and attorneys who step up to help us with your accent and the way you dress and the way you think, because they're very different from being an American. At our lowest point, there were people who were there to help us. And so as a judge, that is what I want people to have in my courtroom. I want them to feel that they're heard. I want them to know that there's someone on the bench who has been on the other side and knows how emotional this is, how traumatic this is, and that has the compassion because I have been there. I have done that.
Okay? And like I said right now, you know what, once again, my deepest condolences to your family, to your boss. And that's what I'm trying to say right now. Look at that. How you took an unfortunate situation and you turn it around. The bottom line is right now is you sit back and think, oh, you wasn't selfish. You say, you know what? Guess what? Because of everything I experienced, what I want to do, I want to be a solution.
Absolutely.
And you right now, you, Judge Massey, decided, I'm going to be that solution. I'm going to be that savior. I'm going to help people get justice. And that's what people don't understand. And what people always like, it's the same about justice being blind. So the objective is right now, no, we're going to take that blindfold off. We're going to deal with it accordingly. And we're going to give justice due process. I love that. I love that. And even right now is to you being, like you're saying, clean. Because when I came up from a whole totally different environment. I came up as a criminal. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying right now is, when you sit back and think about it, every geographical, every nationality came to New York City. And you know what? Everybody went that dream. They migrated from different countries. And they came to New York. And when they came to New York, they came for one reason. That dream. That American dream. But the difference is we, as far as growing up, born and raised in Brooklyn, Kings County, what I did was I became a straight. I wanted that shortcut. I got involved in that street life. And the difference is I went away at 17 and did my time. I went away at 17 for committing crime, opposed to me being a, saying right now is a product. I'm saying being a positive influence in my community. I allowed myself to be caught up to want to take shortcuts.
But you made a choice. You made a choice, and at the end of the day, you have been held accountable. And I think that's the thing that we start to understand is people are human, right? And we all make choices, but where's the accountability in that? You've done your time, you held yourself accountable, but then you've come back not to be a problem again, but to be a solution. So would you say, in your opinion, the justice system works?
The justice system do work if we're allowed to work. But the difference is right now, you know what? I agree to disagree because once upon a time, I went to court and I was accused of murder. And I went to trial on a murder charge. And I got acquitted on a murder charge when I was guilty. I was actually guilty of that charge. But the difference is right now, I wanted and I would have pled guilty if they would have made me an offer that I could not refuse. But they came to me and said, look, cop out to the mercy of the court and we're going to give you life. So if I cop out to the mercy of the court, you're going to give me life. If I go to trial, we're going to have to get life anyway. So the difference is right now, I rolled the dice. Despite I knew I was guilty, but I hired a private attorney and I went to trial and I beat it. And see, the difference by me beating it, you think I said, oh man, God, thank you, oh Father in heaven, for saving me, for sparing me. The difference is right now, opposed to me returning to society as a law-abiding, productive citizen and changed my life around, I became a worse criminal.
So what was the turning point for you? What was the point where you said, you know what, my choices have to be different. I need to change my internal programming. I need to change the circumstances that brought me here. What was that turning point for you?
That turning point, honestly, Judge Massey, was the fact that when I caught my last case. Right now is from when I got acquitted from June 1987 until November 10th, 1988, when I got arrested because I was on a run. It's like when they accused me of having one murder a week from June 87 up until November 8th. Hold up, time out. I knew I had a reputation. I knew I was involved with some, devious, people from the drug empire. And the difference is right now, I was once, they accused me of the person that they felt was the trigger man of killing a rookie police officer. A 22-year-old rookie police officer was executed on February 26, 1988, as he sat in the car. So whereas far as these folks felt, if anybody from that organization was crazy enough, had the balls enough to kill an officer sitting in a police car, they felt I did it. So the difference is, guess what? I'm the number one suspect. Despite I didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't knew about it till after the fact. So what changed me is getting caught into the system, getting accused of having a murder a week from June 87 to November 88, and then it's like a choice. Whereas, what do you need to do? And the difference was, and then my mother died. And I wound up making a deal with the United States government. And you know what? Like I said, coming clean. Trying to put that past. Because when you know better, you're supposed to do better. And the difference, I knew better, but yet and still I wanted to be down. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be part of something. And yet and still I want to take a shortcut and make a decent livelihood by taking a shortcut.
So what would you say to young people who have that same mentality today? Because I think we still have that, right? You want this, you want that, you want all the things that your mates are doing. What would you say to that young man, that young woman today, so that they don't have to go? Because you got lucky in a sense, right?
Exactly.
You might not have been here. So what would you say to such a child?
What I was telling them is crime doesn't pay. It's no shortcut in life.
Right.
The difference is right now, I look at who I am today. And the difference is when I went away, I had a girlfriend at the time. Shout out to Nat. She told me, look, when I come into jail, I'm financially secure. I'm rich. But the difference is people don't understand that. Things have a tendency to change. But despite, when you go to jail, you can't take all your financial wealth with you. You can't take your jewelry. You can't take your property. You can't take your wife and your kids. You can't take nothing. Only thing you're going to take is yourself. So the difference is right now, when I was incarcerated, something that she said, you know what, listen, these folks from the Bureau of Prison, you just come to me, we want you to work, we want you to get a job. I'm not working. I don't need to work. But the difference is, she told me, listen, you don't know what the future holds. You need to develop working habit. So what I was saying to them, listen, folks, it's no shortcut in life. Only thing come fast is trouble. Easy to get into, hard to get out. And the difference right now is I learned how to punch a clock while I was in the penitentiary. How to get up every morning and develop working habit. And what I'm saying is, my mother died. When my mother died, may her soul rest in peace and her spirit be lifted. When she died, and every time I look around, I'm incarcerated. So I used to call my sister, do this, do that.
Right.
Take care of this for my son, take care of this, take care of that. For right now, it's a month went by, 2 months went by. And finally, my sister came to me and said, look, you're my brother, I love you. I don't mind doing things for you. But where do you think I'm getting all this money from? So I'm assuming you was with my mother when she died. So I'm assuming that my stash, my fortune, you have. He said, no, that's not the case. And see, people don't understand that. So the objective is right now is, guess what? Had I got out immediately, guess what would have happened? I would wind up back in. But as time went on and my mother died, and I'm able to do some serious soul searching and get it together. So when I got out, July 1997, July 20th, 1997. So right now, July 20th this year will be 25 years that I've been free. And what happened was, because of my girlfriend at the time telling me the importance of developing working habit, going down to these places, to these unicorns, and more like starting out at 23 cents an hour, going in there, knowing how to be on time, knowing how to go in there and work. I developed work habit. So when I got back out, I was able to apply that to my situation. So what I would say to these young kids, do it right the first time. Because once again, If I would have been doing what I'm doing now, guess what? I'd have been way ahead of the game. But I want to take shortcut. I want to be down. I want to be cool. I want to impress people that do not give a damn about you. And it cost me. You know what? Because I want to be tough. I want to be a gangster, as 50 said, a wankster. Want to be pretending. Because all this stuff is not us.
No,
But we be allowed to become us.
again, going back to your choices and internal programming, and would you say maybe your environment was part of that too?
My environment, because you grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
New York City, and people don't understand, is the melting pot of the world. Every nationality, for the most part, used to come through New York. And what people do not understand, with that being said, what I love about New York taught me diversity. And see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't believe in discrimination. I believe in everybody the same. I'm going to treat you the way that you treat me. But the bottom line, if you biased towards me, I'm going to be biased towards you. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times people want to use a scapegoat and say we are a product of environment. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying, Judge Massey, as I look at myself, yes, I was a product of my environment, but there's a lot of people who's a product of my environment that they didn't went straight, that they was able to become doctors, lawyers, policemen, correctional officer, fireman, sanitation worker. They was able to do it right the first time. But the difference is, when you want to be lazy, when you don't have the work ethic, or you don't have the proper guidance, or you want to be down, you want to be cool. See, to me,
The wrong values.
the bottom right. You know what the biggest thing about it? It's perception is everything. I want to look good. I want to feel good. So the difference back then, when I was coming up in school, girls ain't going to talk to you because you got one or two pair of pants. Girls ain't going to talk to you if your sneakers or shoes are raggedy. Girls ain't going to talk to you because you don't got no haircut.
But that's what you thought, though. Girls in my school want to talk to you if you're smart, if you're funny, if you got character. So it's not always about the clothes.
But see, that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
And I like what you're saying, because once again, we got to get people to understand, you know what? It's hard enough. But New York City, light, camera, action. So the difference is, we are all fronting. We all are pretending to be something that we're not.
I thought it was Hollywood.
No,
No offense.
Broadway. New York City is Broadway. Everybody pretending. Everybody's fronting. Everybody trying to be something that they're not. But the difference right now is, guess what? That's a hard job. Be you. Be true to yourself. Be true to your upbringing.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. And, again, this conversation I think is important, and I think it's necessary. And I thank you again for the opportunity to do this, to talk with you today. I thank you for your support of my campaign and I'm running, because I feel, like I said, environment, right? People also need to see other things and other choices, because when you say sanitation workers and doctors and lawyers, they become what they see. And so this kind of conversations, and even with your life and how you've turned things around, people need to hear that too, to know that even if I've made a mistake, it is not over. And so for me, that's why I'm running, to bring those choices to our sons and our daughters and other people, to see that, yes, you can. Yes, there's another option for you. And so support me. Go to my website, www.augusta4nevada.com. Donate if you're anywhere in the U.S. Share on social media. Like this YouTube video. And let's get the word out to start spreading more positive messages of solution rather than being the problem.
And see, not only that, I look at what you say as far as what you went through. Witness your father, been murder, execution. Witness your brother. Right now, y'all come to the state, and right now he get hit by drunken driving. And the difference is right now how you was able to maintain, how you was able to say what I'm gonna do. And the difference is, like you say, busting table, going through law school, and doing the thing that you need to do. Doing it right the first time, because it was easy for you to get discouraged. It was easy for you to get depressed. It was easy for you to throw the chemical substance to relieve the pain. But no, you refuse to let your late father, let your brother, legacy be in vain. So the difference is, you decide, I'm going to take action. And the bottom line is, when I look at you and I salute you, because you became what you call a one-woman army. I'm saying, do all that's and you push through it. You push through all that adversity, and that's what people do not understand. When you look at it, a beautiful black woman of today's society want to fight for a cause. So to me, folks, anybody that's out there on my platform, I want you to support this beautiful woman. What she trying to do is, how does she make it right? How does she make sure people get equal opportunity and get true justice? Because once again, like I say, if you're not the solution, then guess what you are? You are the problem. So once again, how can we support you?
So go to my website, make a donation, www.augusta4nevada.com. Share on social media, share this interview, share my page. You can find me on any social media on Augusta Massey. And let's join and make this go viral. Let's join and make this, spread this message of solution all across the United States. Thank you.
Because that's what it's all about. You know, even right now, like I say, for you to even sit down and have a conversation with me, because like I told you right now, we came from different walk of life. Like I said right now, I'm a career criminal. And that's what people don't understand. People,
You are reformed.
I'm reformed.
You're reformed.
Career. Yes, let's get it right. You're right. You're right. I am reformed career criminal. I done did every day of my life, and that's why I sit back and think about it. And that's why I hate the person I became, because I established a relationship between the age of 14 to 24. When you sit back and think about it from a psychological standpoint, 14 to 24, when I put the federal case, and these guys, like, you know what I'm saying, Akbar Prey, here it is, he been in jail, they gave him life, non-violent, you know what I'm saying, offender, you know, because he was a kingpin. And right now, an individual like that, when I met him, he's like, wait a minute, man, how old you are? And right now, I was 24 and I turned 25 in the feds back in 1988. And he like, listen at me, man. Like the story that we heard about your guy, from the Brawls murder to the cop killing to the murders and everything like that. We think your guy is 40, 50 years old. You a baby. You can be my son. So the difference is, shout out to Akbar Prayer. Hopefully right now they find it in their heart to release that man of a non-violence. Non-violence. He was one of the individuals that coached, counseled, and trained me and let him know he didn't want to against me because I made a deal. Nah. And that's what I'm saying. Those are the people that you support. But in the same token, my message to these kids, you don't have to go straight. You can do it right the first time. You can become, you look at Barack Obama became the first black president. You look at you, a beautiful queen, a judge. Now you're running for district judge. So to me, even when you look at Michelle Obama, and everybody will look at it when she expresses herself, then they want to categorize her as an angry black woman. No. The difference is when people express themselves with passion, you got to accept passion for passion. And you can't put a label on that. So as I'm looking at you, queen, and I'm watching you, because that's what it is. It's all about presentation. You never get a second opportunity to make a first impression. And because of my bootleg attitude, my behavior, and my reputation, it's like when this rookie police officer, next the 26th of this month, will be 34 years old, that this officer was executed in the car. And when he's executed, they start the war on drugs. Right now it's 113th precinct, 103rd precinct, 75th precinct. They came together. Who killed him? And they blame me for doing it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. But yet still, because you have a bootleg reputation, guess what? They gave it to me. Despite I was innocent. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you can be guilty because of your reputation. So to me, that's why I'm trying to turn around. That's why I'm part of Bully Buster 702. We're trying to take that to Bully Buster 704, 803, 803, trying to take it to California, Chicago. Because once again, we got to start giving back. We got to start helping our people, let them know. Somebody, I did a live today at the jogging, and somebody was telling me about this 11-year-old kid. They're saying 11-year-old boy committed suicide because he was being bullied. Folks, we got to stop that. We have to stop that. 99 years old, and the difference right now was when I got out, my daughter, she's 22 now. She turned 22 last Sunday. And you know what? It's like I remember when I went through a divorce and I was heading to outing, I think for her 6th birthday. And I was living in Colorado at the time, and I was going to a restaurant to meet up with them. And I was saying, I started crying. And what I started crying about was the fact that here it is, God must be looking down at me. You ungrateful individual. You down here complaining, moaning, groaning like everybody else. You forgot what I delivered you from. Because sometimes we do get caught up. That's why you got to count your blessing each and every day. So that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. When I listen and you see to meet you yesterday, meet you today, having like that, how can I say that? You got a magnet about yourself. That you draw people to you. And that's what I'm saying. It's clean, cut, and innocent. So that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever I can do to support your cause, to advertise any flyers, or any promotion, or anything that you're doing, my platform is your platform.
I appreciate that.
So
And
whatever.
I need your info. Because I don't think let me get my phone. Let me get your info. You don't mind if I get